Number 4 is know your customer. I think there is an art to having a conversation with a player. And during that conversation, you want to ask questions to gain as much insight to the players as possible. Most people aren't comfortable with saying, hey, how do you make your money? That's a tough question to ask, especially if you don't know somebody. But ask them what they like to do, ask them about their family life, ask them probing questions to get to know that player. That's number 1, is just when you have the conversation with them. Second, take the 5 seconds, 10 seconds to Google the individual. See if they have any social media. It is, when I first got in the business, there was no social media out there, right? Or very minimal. Now you could Google, I would say at least 4 out of your 5 of your players, and you're going to find out that they're a doctor, they're a football player, they own some type of XYZ business. So just knowing that little stuff about your player will help you gain that edge to know how they like to be treated. What do they want to talk about? What they don't want to talk about. You need to get really good at conversating with people, the art of the conversation, those probing questions. But if you don't have that confidence to get to that level yet, start with Googling them and try to figure out as much as possible about your customer before you even talk to them. That will give you head starts amongst everything when you do get into that conversation.
You mentioned earlier on point number 4 about like some people don't feel comfortable asking about what somebody does. What I've always found works, I've never heard anybody blow me off, or if they do, because I'm genuinely curious about it. And I'll just say, hey, look, most people I've met that play at your level, they're doing something really cool and interesting. Like, what do you do? How do you, and like genuinely ask it like that? Because they'll either say, I'm in a lot of different things. They don't want to answer it. Or they'll be like, they'll be proud of what they've accomplished, because
absolutely,
they've accomplished a lot. And so they've got a good reason to be proud. So I found like setting it up that way, instead of just being, hey, what do you do? Just say, hey, I found people that play at your level are they generally accomplish some pretty cool things. Like, tell me what kind of work do you do? And most of the time they'll either tell you what they do, or they'll be flattered, but they'll be like, I'm in a lot of different things, and move on.